Hey guys, Houdini Ty here, helping you escape your 9 to 5. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about how to get started in real estate. There's a lot of reasons why you want to get started. The first and foremost is because your job isn't keeping up with inflation. You could be working really, really hard. You can be doing everything right, and you cannot lose your job. Yet the world around you is getting more and more expensive. So even if you're getting your paycheck every single week, you're not keeping up with the rising costs. So what do? For a lot of people, that's real estate. So I'm going to be going over how to get started because it can seem overwhelming. There's so many different ways to go about it. So let's begin. All right, so I like doing this little box. Oop, that's not a box. Let me try that again. Bing, 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 and bing. Close enough, right? And it's a quadrant. So in the first quadrant, you have to find the property. Then you have to fund it. You also have to fix it. And then finally, there's the finish line. So within those four quadrants, I often ask the question, just to get your brain thinking, it's like, which one's the most important? And the truth is, they're all important because if you only know how to find properties, but you don't know how to do anything else, then you don't make money. Or if you know the end goal, but you don't know how to fix it, well, again, you run into that same problem. So it's all four quadrants are really important. And so let's go into it. So finding the properties. How do you find properties? Well, there's a million different ways. One way is to send mailers. The other way is to do door knocking. The other way is just to tell people that you're a real estate investor. And then oftentimes people say, Hone, would you like to buy this property? And that's the beautiful thing, right? Because then you get deals. Because if you don't do a deal, you don't get paid. But fortunate for you, if you implement all these strategies on how to find deals, then there will be deals. Now, funding. A lot of people think that you have to go to a bank and put 20% down and then get a mortgage, and that's how you do your deal. Well, that's one way. That's not all of the ways. One other way is possibly getting the seller to finance it to you. What if the seller doesn't have a mortgage, they want to sell the property, but instead of getting a lump sum of money, what if they gave you, or you gave them $500 a month, right? And you gave them $500 a month for 30 years. Maybe they're okay with the income stream. They don't need all of the money right now. And they have this house that's sitting there doing nothing. A lot of times you'll see these abandoned houses all over the city. They're owned by somebody. And oftentimes those houses are nuisance to those owners. They just want them gone. And so you tell them, hey, I'll give you the $100,000 that you want, but instead of giving it to you all at once, I'm just gonna pay you $500 a month and you don't have to worry about anything else. So it's fantastic. Fix. Now the part about fix, a lot of people often tell me that they don't know how to work on houses, or quite the opposite, they're a contractor. They tell me, hey, Hone, I am a contractor and I'm gonna fix all of my houses myself. Well, both situations aren't necessarily good. And this is why. If you don't know anything whatsoever, that's fine. But as long as you hire the right person who does know everything. And if you're the person who knows everything, you have to be careful not to be caught in the trap where you are doing all of the work. Because if you're out there hammering the nails, then you're not out there finding the properties, right? So your job isn't to necessarily fix, it's to find the right people to fix it. And then voila, you get your deal. Because we aren't trying to trade our time for money. We want to trade our money for time. There are a lot of people out there who would love to do the work. So let them do it and give them the money so that you can go do what it is that you want to do. Now finish. Finish is the fun part because there's so many ways you can finish it. It's either you can flip the property, you could also rent the property out. And within those two things, there's a couple other things, like you can do a lease option. A lease option is where you rent the property out to a person who their end goal is to buy it. So then when they buy it, that's a flip, right? So it's 2 in 1. So with the finishes, you can get really creative. And then also with the funding, you can get really creative. Actually, all of them you can get really creative. Your job is to figure out all four quadrants so that you can do your real estate deals. So that's how you get started. A lot of people wonder, how do I get started? A lot of people think they have to save money or have perfect credit. That is not the case. What you need to do is you have to learn all of the different things that exist within each quadrant there, each one of the four. Once you figure out what's in there, then you can figure out what you want to specialize in, and then you can start playing around with that. If you don't have credit and if you don't have any money, either figure out how to raise your credit or raise your money, or figure out deals that don't require any credit or money at all. They exist, and it's up to you to figure out what they are by working on this quadrant. And then, voila, you get started in real estate. You can do this on the side. You can keep your job, do this on the side, and then that keeps up with the inflation so that your money isn't getting less and less and less valuable. All right, well, that's it. So if you guys have any other questions, let me know. You guys can reach me at home at I escaped my 9 to 5. So right here, I escaped my 9 to 5.com. There you go. Hone at I escaped my 9 to 5. If you have any questions whatsoever, come reach out. Come to a live meeting. They're fantastic, and you'll get involved with intimate details on how to do deals with other investors in your local area. All right, guys, so that's it. See you later. Peace.